I'm just gonna take my hat off. You know what I'm saying? Put the smoke on, see what y'all free chat. Okay, I hear the planes. You know I'm a target individual. Once you hear the planes, you know I'm the truth, bitch. All right. Invite, do what y'all do. You know. Um, hope you have a nice day, a joyous day, a day of leveling up and not focusing on the things that are intentionally made to put you down. Okay, there's no time for it. You know, I feel like I have lived ages, but at the same time, I have things that will make me laugh for ages. Especially something that's desperately tried to destroy me for a long time, tried to weaken me. You know, and I know people go through different things in life that affects them in a different level. So you know what I'm saying? If it affects somebody, something simple that you could get through, but it affects somebody else in a dramatic state, during an extreme dramatic thing, you know. We get out the way so we can get that. Y'all pick that up? Chat. Did y'all get that? Okay, lock it down, chat. You know how we do. You know how we move, chat. But like I always say, it's the observing feeling of being watched that they have to put on you, which really keeps you away from freedom and puts you in a paranoid state all the time. That's the whole point of it. They need you paranoid. They need to mimic mental illness to go with whatever narrative they're trying to create. I'm just too smart for it, and they didn't put me through too much sophisticated ways to try to take me out. And it's like y'all got me fucked up. And I'm alive, bitch. And I'm free, bitch, which they did not expect. But I'm here, bitch. Shit. I hope this swishy comes out all right. I had to go buy a swishy, y'all. But that's all right. Y'all willing to ride with me to go get a swishy? Put an S for a swishy if y'all ready to ride. Put an S for swishy, y'all. Put an S for swishy, y'all, if y'all want to ride with me and get a swishy. Actually, this seemed like it should work. You know what I'm saying? When y'all come through, make sure y'all say hey by pressing a like. Okay. Definitely one of the best content creators of all time. I'm here. I survived. I done made it through. Okay. Fuck. But it's a good thing, you know. And one thing for sure, I don't know if it would. All I know for sure, it's not possible without the Most High. It's not possible without God. Period. I want to be here today, speaking to y'all today, giving y'all keys today. So you know, if you continue to like my content, which is the truth, my content is just truth. That's what God wants us to go for. That's what God wants us to speak. And that's what God wants us to have in our heart is whatever is true, you know, because that's what He measures. He doesn't measure what you do because anybody could do good and have an evil heart, you know. Any person can do the most extremely evilest thing and then pay for a charity for some bullshit, you know. Anybody could do that. So when all it comes down to is like actual energy and knowing energy, knowing yourself, staying true to thyself, and not it's okay not to be part of the so-called norm because the norm is fucked up itself. Okay. I don't want to be called norm in something that was orchestrated. That's not norm. I'm going for natural, not norm. You know. So you got to get back to things that are just natural. You know. That's why I get around nature. Why do you think when you're locked up, you're arrested, arrested? Um, basically, they keep you away from nature. That's the whole point of it is keeping you away from nature. That's why when you go outside is pretty much locked up. That's why your windows are blocked. You can't look at the grass. You want to keep you away from nature, the sun, all of it. Just get into your natural self. Prayer. I mean, pray because prayer does definitely work. God answers prayer. It might not be on your time, but it definitely will be on time for sure. You know, that's just things how things go. You know, on a universal thing. 'Cause you got to think about it. There's different states of acknowledgement and consciousness of where you at. You know, space, time, and everything. Um, we're on this planet. You know, a huge planet, but we're basically in space. So there's different things and bigger things at play here, you know, and some things are just their natural form. So I believe that's what we have to do is somehow tap into our natural form that's not constructed by screens of how life should be, you know. Because think about it, they never showed like picking on people in school and oh, this is the cool kids and this is the lame and this is the geeks and this is the da da da. If you weren't seeing that on screens, would it even exist? You know, um, love is the image of God, regardless of how you see it. That's what we want naturally, and that's our natural state is love. That's what creates everything. Without love, nothing would exist. Same thing with God, which that's why God is love. Without God, nothing would exist. You know? And that's the keys for y'all. Hopefully, all the keys is documented, and you know, it helps in some type of fashion. Because that's honestly what I care about. I could care less about me. You know, it's about y'all, and it's about people being better, and me being energy that cannot be defeated. Okay, that's all I want. If everybody else is cool, I'm cool. That's all I care. So when people come at you and think you're selfish or think you're this some type of way, or come at you and expect, oh, he's this, or he's this. That's just all programming, and they're not um prepared for somebody that's actually genuine. Because not everybody's genuine. So people will automatically judge because it's like, well, majority of people are not genuine, which makes sense. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck going on. And it's like all I have been was genuine my entire life. And it's like, okay, well, this world is not like that. But it's like, why would I stop that? You know? Then I'm reading and say, oh, you're gonna be persecuted for his name's sake. They're gonna throw you in jail. It's gonna be time for this and then this and this. You just persecuted. It was like, oh, I'm excited. So yeah, got me back. I betted on this game. Watched Church. I forgot to watch the other one. No, actually, I did watch that one. I watched Church twice. Of course, nobody's perfect, but the goal is to defeat anything the best way you can. You have the ability to be your own teacher. You have the ability to be your own therapist. Nobody will be able to master themselves as much as you're able to do. Nobody knows you more than yourself besides you and God. So sometimes when you try to ask other people to understand, it's just something that they have from what they learned or how to handle such situations. But not everybody's the same. You know, I'm not a boastful person. I'm a very confident person, but I'm a very faithful person. You know, and that might come off wrong. You know, but it's like, do I change myself for others? I cannot. I'm not here to entertain, and I'm not here to change who I am for anybody. You know, I'm here to reach my uh, purest form and spread the keys. The fuck? I don't see nothing wrong with that. I honestly don't see nothing. I don't see nothing wrong with me. Period. Um. So that just doesn't make any sense. There should be a vehicle riding down the street, but we gonna get it on cam. You know. Another thing is like with the noise campaign, the colors and stuff. Don't let that shit get to you because it's made to when they're gone and they're not doing shit, you're gonna see them colors anyway. You feel me? Regardless of the fact these colors do exist and will be around for the rest of your life. So seeing a certain color, a certain vehicle all the time, and they gang stalked you with it first. Then they need to affect the opposite, like a placebo type of effect to like happen that oh every time you see that color you're triggered or you think you're being watched or you're being gang stalked. That's why they use the same. They'll stalk you with certain vehicles. I'm thinking they probably study what vehicles are mostly driven, and they'll stalk you with those cars like heavily. And then there's like every time you see it now, you know what I mean. Don't fall for that bullshit. You have to be smart. If they're using advanced technology on you, you have to be advanced yourself and understand that's what's going on. I have talked about what you went through in the news, Havana syndrome. They tried to water it down. Um, you got people talking about MK Ultra. Oh, and then like the ladies, you know what I'm saying? 40 boxes of missing documents from MK Ultra. The fuck is you talking about? Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that. But the thing is, if you gang stalk 24/7, you got 24/7s to manipulate that energy and make you the greatest. Okay. You got 24/7 of something trying to grab your focus where you can eat that energy and put it into something to better yourself. And that's why I realized you could either focus on GameStop for 24 hours and be focused on it talking about the same shit for years, making yourself mad, which that's the whole purpose of it. That's why it's a 24/7 program. They have to. And if you react any certain way, get locked up, guess what? As soon as you get out and when you in there, they're gonna be GameStop. So they're using hypnosis, which is fear, which they're using focus, emotion, agitate, and repeat. Okay. They grab your focus with something either negative, emotion. They'll use voice to skull to say things that get you all emotional. They'll agitate you using frequencies on your body, and then they'll just repeat it. It's a game. Yeah, you got to beat it. You have to beat it, but the only way you could beat it is you have to level up. And there's really levels to this shit. There's levels to knowing this reality and your consciousness. They're really trying to suppress your mind. Okay. They're really sucking the energy from you. So you have to get your energy back. Understand all the games that they're playing is extremely artificial. They need you to react. Don't play the reacting game because they're reacting into your privacy. They react to what you say privately. Okay. That's why a certain time when you speak and I just said that, the whole area just gets quiet. Okay. Legally listening to you and all that. So just never let it get you down. Focus on the word. Know that God is love, and overcome things that you cannot overcome because you have nothing but the fuel. They're giving you juice. You feel me? Yeah, they watch constantly, but the thing about watching is the same thing that happens to particles when they're being observed. They're changed and they're out their hookup. You know. Um. So you need to get to a feeling of feeling like you in God's house, and that's it. You have to tell yourself there's no evil around. Because they're using a constant black magic. Yeah, we win. The thing is, we've been winning. The thing is, the only thing they could do is try to pull us back into this matrix, hoping for the best. You know, hey, you gotta pray strong, stay strong. But the best thing, please do not react. Yeah, raise your frequency. You got it. That's it. You gotta stay high vibrational to the point. And when you're high vibrational, there's levels to it. Trust me. Say boost of positive energy every day for a year. I have done it. That is healing. You need to heal. Before you even level up, you need to heal. Because if you're not healing, that is a thing that's going to bring you right back into that cycle because you haven't healed from it. You got to use this time to, it's like Dragon Ball Z. Like I always say, they reach new levels getting hit with attacks. So if they're sending key blasts, but you're too strong, you're not going to feel it at the lower level you was before. The lower level you was before, it affect you on the way. You was like, oh my goodness. But the higher level you get, you're just like, oh, that's nothing. That's real. That is beyond real. And I've been testing it. Yeah, humiliation rituals, all that shit. It's all demonic and it's all just based on energy. They need the negative energy to put you in the demon room. That's all it is. So you be able to get hit with more attacks. There's a lot of things that are beautiful going on in the world, but you're not able to see it because they had grabbed so much of your focus and your attention on the negative. So how else could you see positive? You've been trained to see nothing but negative, but they're using black magic because all the negative it will affect you in the long run if that's all you focus on. You have to stay high vibrational. You feel me? Like you hit this. No, hold on, let me hit it. Hold on, let me hit something. Okay, if it's a sheet of metal and you hit it, that shit gonna vibrate. It's gonna boo vibrate. But you put this heavy book, you put a book on there, it's not gonna vibrate high. It's not gonna vibrate at all. You feel me? So negativity holds weight, and that's what people need to realize. Yeah, I hear that a lot. They say in family put you in this program. I don't understand with that. I don't know if it's like a military thing of I do know that the Freemasons are involved in this um, because they'll let you know. They'll show you the signs and shit like that. But all of that is just gaslighting and to get you more upset. Um, and another thing is take it as training. You feel me? Um, take it as training your energy and getting yourself better. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to figure out. I believe a lot of us that are targeted are very authentic and we are empaths. We are emotional beings, but we're just highly emotional beings that can sense, you know what I'm saying? We can sense how people feel. But that's what I'm realizing. I feel like a lot of us are like that. But if you do that and like certain things are weird to me, they're extremely weird to me. You feel me more than anybody else. So that's why they're using so much negativity and just awkwardness and just weird stuff. It isolates you. It closes you off from society. It closes you off from people even looking in your direction. You feel me? Also, they don't want what you have to say to reach anybody else because it's truth. That's why we like weed. It calms us down, active nurses. Yeah, I believe it too. I believe it. And I believe weed is a better option than going towards anything else because that's another goal is they really want you like really toe up so they can discredit you even more. So it's just weed. I definitely recommend just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Um, and reaching your higher self and purpose in this world is not God. Okay. When I'm getting hit with voice to skull, I'm like, well, just ask God about me. And it shuts up because I mean you can't say nothing else but prove that it's artificial. You feel me? That's another thing they are trying to bring the demon realms like they are satanic Satanists and they do shit in closed doors or just all types of ritual weird vibrations. Okay, obviously that's what they do. Like you just normal, you probably one of the normalest people around, but you're extremely isolated. Mm. And I heard a thing to like jump or like quantum jump or whatever it was is get 2 cups of water, one cup put like negative things in your life and all this other stuff, and another cup get a sticky note and put like things that you want and stuff like that, and just pour out the other cup and drink in the positive cup. You know, as you hear the sirens, I'm pretty sure you get it too. They'll turn the sirens on and off. Yeah, I have too. I have seen I could barely walk. I feel like I had to walk again. Time and space was different. Um, like everything was like more expand. Like either my view, my sight expanded or whatever. And then another point is like everything just looks better. I have had that happen a few times, and then feeling at a state where it's like, whoa, I feel like 10 years ago. And it's like, but what triggered that and why is that possible? And then what does that mean I'm under? for me to feel that release at that certain time. I mean, y'all hear the plans, but you know. So the things about the colors and shit, like being stalked by a pig and all this other shit, it's like, dog, you can't let that shit trigger you because you gonna see that shit everywhere. And then once you see it everywhere and they're intentionally trying to like stalk people with the color, it becomes a trend. So it becomes a trend naturally in that fashion. Like, oh, I see a lot of people where I'm about to start rocking that. You know what I'm saying? So now you're just seeing it everywhere and think everybody's against you. They need you to feel that way. I didn't know they like black. I know they use red, white, and blue. Um, they use a lot of the Power Ranger stuff. Another thing is, I seen the Power Rangers when I see them. Sometimes, like go Power Rangers. I ain't gonna do the whole thing right now, but yeah, you know. And I understand we go through it to get through it, and there's definitely levels to this shit. Because I react to things and handle things definitely in a way wiser fashion. You know, it took a lot of healing. I've been going through this shit for over 10 years, probably ever since I was young. Things were intentionally meant to mess with my emotions for hypnosis. Yeah, it's crazy. Um, the thing is, I pray for the children and everything because it's like those it'd be synced. I'm just realizing there's something there, you know. Um, I hope that's not the case. Like we was just the little ones that were just like programmed. You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to figure out like is another thing is like is ADHD or whatever or um, highly sensitive children, the indigo children. You know what I'm saying? And they had books for adults and stuff like all gifted children are gifted because they just had higher energy or they sense things differently. And I just believe we just been studied on because of yeah, narcissists definitely abuse us. But we're for some reason the empaths get a lot of narcissists because they know how to narcissists know how to manipulate by looking, you know what I'm saying? We just care, we want to help. We want to be there and they'll use that against you a lot, you know. Yeah, they use it for energy. And they like help them try to become a better person even though they just narcissistic their way through the whole thing. Um yeah, you gotta continue to fight through that shit for real. Yeah, just like the Matrix, we are a battery. That's a documentary. Like the world was literally pulled over your eyes and blind for the truth, and that's what they're constantly doing with screens. They're using screens as blinders. Like as humanity, shouldn't we want to do things way more smarter than what we're watching on TV and believing in and voting for? That's a whole program. The Democrat versus Republican and all this other stuff, that doesn't even make sense. Why do we have an opposite of what's right anyway? Shouldn't we all want what's right? So why are we having two things debating? It should just be one is right, one is wrong. But now we're seeing who's the best right, like the better right, like, and then they're not even right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we going through just the same shit every year. They're gonna always talk about a nuclear deal. They're gonna always talk about a shooter. They're always gonna talk about race. They're always gonna talk about jobs. They're always gonna talk about the economy. They're gonna talk about everything on the monopoly board. that keeps us going, and that's what the money is. Yeah, it's all fake. It's just energy. Energy keeps us going. You looking above and you seeing everybody just moving. The thing that's really getting them motivated to move around and do stuff is money. They threw money in there and seeing result of how much it's moving around and doing things and keeping in the system, not to either look this way or that way or up. You feel me? So all I say is eat the chicken, spit out the bones. That means, taking things that apply to you, um, and spit out the things that you know what I'm saying you don't understand, but later on it's still going it might be some meat on the bone. Yeah, it's the illusion of choice, to keep everybody controlled, keep everybody in something, and keep the people that are doing whatever the fuck protected out the way. That we're just dumbed down to the point we just don't ask questions or go after truth or hold people accountable. You know, and that's what I do. I just speak this truth. They have deleted my Twitters about 5 times. This is what I speak. And I have fought a lot of energy and been through some battles. Like, nigga, I'm a righteous gangster. I ain't gonna kill. And then it's like I can still have joy with it. I can still have joy with it. I got God with. I just did 2 years. You know what I mean? After doing some time, I'm fighting against this program and knowing that they set it up as they use synthetic telepathy. They kept saying sorry. Talking about they had to do it. Why would my mind do that? I'm too smart for it. You know. And it's like everybody around is like desperately trying to discredit me. I was like, what? I feel you. Yeah, post a testimony, man. Inspire people. Unity is power is up. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that's what they're afraid of. So you know what I'm saying? Divide and conquer. That's why it's always going to be division, no matter what. You have people that are like really been cool and really not going to be cool because of political opinions. That's like the saddest thing ever. Like they just really just split up families by just acting. Like that shit is ridiculous. It's like, oh, I don't talk to them because they like Trump. Oh, like Trump, oh, they don't like Trump. It's like that's set up. Y'all don't see this shit. We are humanity. We are human beings. We are smarter than what the fuck is going on. I'm gonna just put it that way. We're smarter. We're smarter than what the fuck's going on. Period. And it just doesn't make sense. So they constantly have to use every tactic possible. I mean, I pop my shit all the time. I've been popping my shit every day for years. And I had to tweet things because they mess with my mind and make me try to forget. It took a lot of my memory and try to mess with it. But it's never like gone. It's always there. There's always the cloud. There's always you pull your memory and everything from somewhere. Right. And to distract something, it must have some type of power in this case to really try to dumb us down and distract people like this. You know? Why do we have to be in a box and why does a certain group of people have to have control of everything? Why are they the smartest ones supposed to be to take control of everything? What the fuck? So that's like the whole thing is like, what I'm saying? We are on basically a ship, Earth is a ship and we got people running this shit telling us how things need to be when it's not right. Regardless, Everything is going to become new. They talk about disclosure of this. They talk about files, this information, this. They throwing everything from the screens to our mouths and to our eyes and to our ears. So it's like, okay, what is this for and what's next? Because it's such a low frequency. When I turn on the news actually gets me sick. It's like, ugh, this is ugh. And it's like my stomach feels weird. It's just a negative vibe. I think I used to leave the news on and wake up just extremely groggy and like, ugh. And then as soon as you wake up, you're gonna hear like trigger words. It's nothing but words. Like things do not have the value of the words that they're using. It has zero value to it. Yeah, I can't watch it, but it's like people watch that shit. And they're like, oh, the world's going crazy. And it's like, wow. But this is years of programming, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like what for? So now it makes sense that what I'm saying is facts. Because okay, what I say can mess up years and years of them trying to manipulate people into like this new world order and have group of people just brainwashed and hypnotized. You know, it's all about from the truth. So when they use certain type of vehicles, certain cars pull up, you might bump music or your hand might beat to the same music as bumping that you had in the private of your home. Everything is to mess with your heart and trigger you because after that, after you get that negative energy, you open the door for another pocket for them to put more energy on to make it even heavier onto your heart and to be able to manipulate you. Like I go through it to get through it. For real. I didn't been through some shit, man. Every day. 4 years. You know. And they desperately just need to discredit me and try to pay me this way and that way. But if I'm just in my space trying to live my life the best way I can, not harming anybody or doing any harm to anybody, then why are y'all so focused on me? That doesn't look right. If someone was mentally wrong with me, but I'm not bothering nobody, then why y'all desperately in my mix? That looks like you're intentionally trying to, yeah, it's a threat to the matrix. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? 001 0110. I say it should be a vehicle. There should be a couple of them, but they have to hit your heart before like these few vehicles is about to pass. Hold on. Just look at the colors though. I'm looking at the sun. That was a good one. It was like a candy green, like a candy apple. You know, that's like okay, that's the trending thing like that. But the thing is being stalked and harassed, and then letting you know that they're watching or listening to you and got access to your mind, your body. Of course, it's supposed to freak you out. The fuck. And you have to be extremely strong to get through it and not fall for traps and shit because it's like sophisticated traps, CIA traps, basically. They the ones create this motherfucking shit. Show acting like the motherfuckers. But you have to definitely exercise your heart, strengthen your heart, because they're always going to aim at your heart. You gotta definitely strengthen that. And another thing I realized, act like God is putting His palm on your heart and you're just feeling relaxed and it's just like everything's all right and it's from God, it's coming from pure love. I just feel that, you know, this stuff's weird. And stuff like that is what got me through it, man. In my worst times, you know what I'm saying? I literally had to act like I'm walking on water, you know, and imagining water. You see, you hear the sirens in the background, but they also use the technology to make you sound unstable, which is crazy. Yeah, love is high vibrational, you know, but they need energy in a certain thing to bring whatever the fuck they're trying to bring. I don't know, through CERN or whatever they're trying to, or whatever they talk to. You know, I don't know if this is a one AI script and this is how you make the new order, and they just ask AI, we need the new order quick, and you know, who knows? But I know the AI and shit we get is late technology and is old shit. Okay, check the color, y'all. What color is that guy? It was blue. Yeah, eyes on Jesus, eyes on the Most High. Mhm. And it says, "Beloved, let us not love." Wait, beloved, let us not. Oh, beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God. Anyone that knoweth God, loveth God, and knoweth God. He that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love. Okay. And that is First John 4:7-8. Just make sure y'all look that one up. Just so I get it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I got it right. God is love. So it's like, okay, so God is love. Then we have love in us that's high vibrational. That's our highest vibrational part of us is love. And that's the image of God. If he's love, his image is that image is God. So that just makes sense. We have that emotion, you know. There should be another vehicle about to pass. But yeah, I reached another state of understanding and stuff like that, that it might become my energy might become a little too strong to others that just could tell, you know. Somebody came through to me before, it's like, man, I know you've been through a lot. I could just tell you just been through a lot. I was like, how can you even see that? You know? And another thing is going around carrying that energy, you're more of a elephant in the room. You know, you've been isolated for so long and going through shit people are not understanding or do understand, because it's like don't nobody say shit. You know what I'm saying? If there's a problem, if you being gang stalked, you know, all these people bothering, there's a problem. Think about it. They haven't said nothing to you ever. You getting way too much attention and nobody said nothing. Like what level of what the fuck? You know, like nobody just said nothing. It's like you had every opportunity, but the thing is, you're taking it in the way that a normal way is reacting to something. Like, oh man, this is going on. But that's not the case because y'all had so much time to tell us what the fuck. Yeah, they used to not break into empty houses. God bless you. Um, Obviously there's a plane going above because that's the norm. We are powerful. We are empowered individuals, and we need to stop saying target individuals because they even use that word a lot on the news. And it should be a vehicle about to pass, or maybe this is the plane. But you're gonna get the plane, the train, the honking horns, um, the cars just starting. About there go the train right there. What else? Flashing lights, gases, smoke, shooting guns in the air, um, fireworks, alarms, things beeping. Like, bitch, I go through it to get through it. Excuse my language. Oh, Jesus. I go through it to get through it. You hear me? Yeah, and I'm a very understandable person, and I get people that gravitate to me naturally. You know, there's a lot of people that fake everything just to get people's attention. Okay, and I'm not one to ask for attention. I don't want attention. The least thing I want is attention. For real. And it's like I noticed that, okay, well, I always get attention regardless of where I go, you know. But and with that, you just have to evolve, you know, focus on your memory, um, pray to God always, and stay high vibrational. Do the breathing exercises. Breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, and blow out for 6 seconds. You know, continue doing that. And I heard another thing. I think Hiberman. I think he said, Dr. Hiberman. You look at your hands while you're doing that, and be like, okay, these are my hands. You feel your hands, and then it's like, okay, now I'm on Earth. I feel the Earth. I'm on Earth. It's bigger than everything going on. You know what I'm saying? Not the lower state thinking. Like now, you just the universe is big. Wow, man, I'm on the universe. The universe is actually that big. You know, um, try to change your focus. You know, yeah, man, stay with God. What else? Yes. There's a lot of keys. If you don't know, just make sure you follow me because nigga, I'm speaking the truth. And I'm alive, and I'm free, and you know, I've been to a lot of simulations, broke out a lot of simulations. That's what the Sims game was. Sims stands for simulation. I believe the same thing with the Simpsons. That's why certain things are have been predicted in the Simpsons. That could be the Sims. You know, and that's just my. And if anything, I have theories. You know what I'm saying, I like philosophy, but I do believe what I say is true. So, and apparently, that's a problem in this world. And it's like, why would you hate on the next man? I don't understand that either. You should always be happy for somebody excelling or doing great or doing something they love or being in a peaceful state of mind. There shouldn't even be no negative attack at all. You know, so the key to this, everything I believe is just to leave people alone. Of course, unite, but like leave people feel alone. What's the purpose of putting a negative energy on the field if you're just feeling some type of way? That's something you need to work on. You know, not positive energy, you feel some type of way. Handle that shit so you can be in your natural form and be all right. That's how I've been living. Like, if there's something on my mind I need to say or something I need to do that needs to be done or anything like that, if I don't, I'm not gonna feel okay. And that your natural form is your heart. All right. Now they talking about. I got a thing from Newsbreak talking about CIA made somebody time travel, um, or some shit. Somebody said they made them time. That's what Newsbreak said, and I do believe that's definitely a thing. I do believe I have done that. They probably have wiped a lot of my memory away about that, but I do believe that is a thing. But it's like why did they send to my phone? So like those that got Newsbreak understand Newsbreak is 1,000% part of the program. They send a lot of gaslighting and black magic news articles. Some might even be old. They're like, man, this happened like a few years. Why are you sending it to my phone? 'Cause they need whatever they've been doing for the hypnosis in your mind um, to go with that the mind control. Bullshit. Hopefully, y'all can hear me better. But I had to put my phone on the charge. Yeah, it has been tampered with. Your memory has been tampered with. I didn't had so many ideas and things and did so many tests of something I had, and I tried to yell it what I just said like a few seconds later, and I couldn't remember it. And it's like, whoa. And then if I say something that's so profound, and it's like, oh, I gotta put that on Twitter, nigga. I gotta put it somewhere. Boom, it's gone. So yeah, they definitely can mess with your memory. It's beyond fucked up. But of course, it will trigger you. But you have to control your energy and master your energy to the point that you feel like, oh, maybe I could teach the monk something. You know, you have to get into that meditate state and a way of defeating this and making you feel better because it does make you better. It stretches those muscles. Okay. So that's why I believe in accepting challenges. You accept every challenge, you get over it. I mean, you're benefiting. So that's the goal for everybody to do is to get over this and make sure that this doesn't affect another human being and won't be able to possibly do anything to it. Now, because the whole result of what they want is not good, you know. Yeah, and that's the message. Level up, new level. And like I said, count your levels. I started with my birthday. I turned like 35, I think. And I was like, okay, I'm on level 35. And I thought of something like, ooh, I figured that out. Level 38. Then I'm like, man, I'm going through the hundreds. Level 100. Then I'm in the millions. I'm looking it up. Nigga, I'm in the millions. What's after millions? And then I'm like, man, I'm going through billions all the way up to all the names I couldn't even think of. And it was a journey and it was pretty cool um, to witness that. You know what I'm saying? Doing it in a space that, of course, you don't discredit yourself and look in a certain way, but just do it within and feel that level up, you know? Because honestly, they do watch that and you can see that they are observing that in some type of fashion. They're doing something differently, you know? That's what I believe. Oh, I appreciate that. So you've been following for a minute, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, but I want the best for everybody. You know, that's I believe that's pretty simple. But they need to discredit you. Okay, news break suspect Ebola. Okay, they're talking about Ebola again. Yeah, yeah, just spread it on. You know, pray strong, stay strong. Saying the word. This is what kept me alive. You know, this is what kept me going. All this work and effort, what kept me going. Me to be able to spread some of this has kept me going. So if you can screenshot some of these verses, they are very important verses in this Bible that has helped me. And I'm not just showing up like, oh, I gotta put that work. I'm like, nah, this is like this gonna help. You know what I'm saying? You're welcome. And I don't do it for no clout or nothing. I'm just trying to help people. Shit. You know, because I know it's hard, you know what I'm saying? And that's what hurt the most is seeing people that wasn't that strong or unable to handle that. That's what breaks my heart, you know. It's like, dang, leave people alone. The fuck? People just be in their space, nice people, and then you want to disturb their field for some reason. But I do believe the experiment is some experiment so severe that they gotta go steal 40 boxes of information about MK Ultra. And when they were supposed to talk about it on May 13th, they didn't do it. Yes, that's the key. And some of us go through hell just to show how to pull people out or how to pull people out of hell or show guide them directions outside of hell. And it's like, okay, a person like that, me speaking the way I do, why is all negative things happening to me? Shouldn't everybody support me? Happens is God. And God's gonna use you. He's gonna use you to glorify him. That's the thing. No matter what, it's all go to God. You know what I'm saying? Not possible without God. God did it. God. You know what I'm saying? Love. And that's one thing that has kept me joy and kept me in a positive way. I can't even fathom like what life would be if I did not have God in my life. It wouldn't even be life. It would be so stupid. It would. Amen. I'll go on the most high for real. I wouldn't know light defeats darkness. I wouldn't know any of that. Amen. He saves us all. And sometimes he puts us in a stuck situation just to pull us out of very, very other stuck situation. Or preparation, because he does prepare. You know what I'm saying? What they say, you can't have a victory without a battle. You can't overcome energy without a battle. You can't win over energy without a battle. You cannot master energy without a battle. You know, I appreciate y'all coming through. Appreciate y'all coming through. And this is what I like to do, you know. I respect the truth. Have a nice time, be in a joyous spirit, you know. Shit. The fuck? Of course nobody's perfect, but you know, close to it, shit. I'm just living my life. So that just makes sense. All right. And you have to overcome the flesh. I do believe we have definitely been sex trafficked and human trafficked. Um, and they use this technology, which has been proven in the Epstein files that they don't give a fuck about. So it's just all gaslighting. They want to give us UFO files, like they ain't been talking about UFO. We ain't been watching UFO shit for years. It's all programming for something else. You know, they say aliens here. They could blame aliens for everything. The fuck? Oh, look, we got access to your mind because of aliens. We don't even get to see the motherfuckers. For real. You know, but there is some different things going on, some unhuman shit going on for sure. Because it's like, okay, why did y'all teach us on this planet that if aliens do come, they show aliens, they keep showing aliens on cartoons, wherever, aliens, right? But they go after your brains. Where did that come from? Hmm. You know, why the aliens have to go for your brains or eat your brains or go for your brains? Who came up with that? They could have come after your feet, your hands, or your knees or something. But why they gotta come after your brains? Why the aliens gotta come after your brains? You I mean, if anything, that could be the case, but I highly doubt it. But I knew they would talk about aliens and then MK Ultra, but regardless of the fact, things have been changing and people are being conditioned, no matter what. There's conditioning going on and there's programming going on, and it's like, okay, well, if they're using time machines or something, or you're trying to recreate the future of something y'all know that would bring something or make something. Appreciate y'all. Yep, I'm probably gonna head to the crib, watch some basketball or something. Yeah, I'm about to make a meal. I ain't got no egg. Yeah, learn how to cook some stuff. Put sticky notes up. Make a list of things you want to do. Get back into what you was doing that you was enjoying in your space, not recognizing all the bullshit going on because that puts you in a whole different atmosphere. But you got to be able to tap into both and be able to get into your field and your flow. Oh, you're welcome. God bless you.